Have you ever felt that your thoughts are like a hurricane sweeping everything in its path? When the whirlwind of restless thoughts does not let you calm down for a minute. It turns out that there is still a way to overcome these mental storms. Stop thinking too much, purposefully direct your thoughts in the right direction, and find calm waters of the inner world. By joining us in this transformative journey, you will be able to overcome excessive thoughtfulness, relying on eternal wisdom, stoicism, and practical advice that are relevant to modern life. As an experienced sailor learns to overcome the most turbulent seas, so you can use the power of these techniques to regain control, to find peace, and to conquer your mental space. So get ready to go on a journey for self-knowledge and inner peace, where the storm of excessive thinking will give way to the peace of conscious life. The only thing I ask you to do is to express your gratitude by clicking the button I like it. This means a lot for our channel. With these words, let's start. Technique number 1. Visualize excessive thoughts as an external force. Realize that your thoughts are not the essence of your entity, but the guests of your world coming. When it comes to the taming of the immeasurable beast of excessive thoughts, awareness and meditation offer a refuge in the middle of a storm. Imagine that you are caught in a flood of thoughts, each drop of which is a concern or a scenario of what if. The more you fight, the stronger the rain becomes. But with the help of awareness and meditation, you can create a shelter from this mental downpour. Awareness is observing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without being influenced. Meditation is a structured practice that helps you strengthen your attention muscles. By practicing awareness and meditation, you essentially become calm in the middle of a storm. You recognize chaos, but you do not allow it to define you. As Mark Aurelius once noted, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts, and awareness and meditation help you to improve the quality of your thoughts, allowing you to distance yourself from them. Imagine that you have come across a difficult decision, and you are beginning to overcome excessive reflection. Instead of getting entangled in a web of infinite possibilities, you sit down for a short meditation. At this time, you observe your thoughts as if they were floating clouds. You allow them to come and go without being bound to a certain result. As a result, you regain control over your mental space. Your anxieties subside, and you approach making a decision with a clearer and calmer mind. This is the power of awareness and meditation in the fight against excessive thinking. The point is to find in oneself the calmness, the moment of clarity in the chaos of life. It is not about eradicating thoughts or ignoring worries. It is about learning to cope with them with grace. By doing so, you will be able to find a sense of peace and clarity among the noise and chaos of the modern world. Technique number 2. Take yourself in your hands, reorienting your energy. Do the things that require full attention from you, landing at the moment. Now let's look at another practical strategy that will help you take control of excessive thoughts. We are talking about energy redistribution, and this is how it works. Imagine that your mind is like a noisy market where sellers trade thoughts, concerns, and worries. These thoughts can pull you in dozens of different directions, as a result of which you feel scattered and suppressed. But there is a way to regain concentration and self-control. The main thing is to engage in an activity that requires your full attention. Think about it as about redirecting your mental energy from the noisy market to the carefree garden. Such a shift pulls you out of the whirlpool of the future that, if firmly secures you in the present moment. For example, devote time to a simple action or walk. This requires a complete presence, a feeling of the earth under your feet, air on your skin, and the world around you. You are no longer lost in the maze of your thoughts. You are here and now. Or imagine that you sat down to read a book. When you plunge into the plot, your attention is captured by the words on the page. Your mind no longer wanders through hypothetical scenarios or regrets. It is involved in the world created by the author. This practice is not just distraction. We are talking about a deliberate and conscious choice. By ordering your thoughts to agree with the actions, you are not just avoiding unnecessary thinking. You are forming a certain form of mental discipline. The goal is not to completely get rid of excessive thinking. Frankly speaking, this is a very difficult task. Instead, you need to recognize when your thoughts do not serve you and have tools for redirecting them. It's like muscle training. The more you train this ability to refocus, the stronger and more stable your mind becomes. You will find that what used to be an insurmountable flood of excessive thoughts can be shortened, wave after wave, with the help of purposeful actions and presence. We are talking about step-by-step returning control over your mental territory. Technique number 3. Accept impermanence and practice letting go. Realize that thoughts come and go, and consciously let go of thoughts that are not for you. Accept impermanence and practice the art of letting go is the same as learning to navigate in the constantly changing tides and waves of life. This is a deep concept that will help you free yourself from the shackles of excessive thinking. Imagine that your mind is a huge ocean in which thoughts are like waves, constantly rolling in and out. Some thoughts are held back longer than others, and this is where excessive thoughtfulness often appears. We hold on to thoughts as if they were constant, but in fact they are coming, like a rag on the surface of the water. By accepting impermanence, you recognize that thoughts come and go. You consciously decide not to cling to thoughts that no longer serve you. You seem to allow these thoughts to be carried away, freeing up mental space for new, more constructive thoughts. For example, imagine that a past mistake or a disturbing future event. Instead of endlessly playing these thoughts, devote time to realizing their impermanence. You imagine them as leaves on a river that slowly fade away. By consciously practicing this mental cleansing, you will not only immediately get rid of the time of excessive thinking, but also develop a deeper understanding of what thoughts should change. By honing this skill, you will notice the newly acquired mental space and a deep feeling of inner peace, which has always been close, hidden under the noise of excessive thinking. Accepting impermanence is not a denial of thoughts or their suppression, it is a recognition that they are constantly changing. Letting go is an act of courage. This means that you decide not to allow unnecessary thoughts to take a valuable place in your consciousness. When you become better at understanding this, you will feel the lightness of being, the calmness that comes from the realization that you are no longer trapped in your thoughts. Technique number 4. Create a period of restlessness. Every day, allocate a certain amount of time to fully pay attention to your concerns and then postpone them for the rest of the day. In pursuit of calm in everyday life, here is a practical strategy that is as effective as simple. Create a special period of restlessness. This technique is a great way to deal with the tendency to overthink, allowing you to regain control over your thoughts. Imagine that your mind is a busy highway and anxiety is a constant traffic jam slowing the flow of your thoughts. They appear at the most inappropriate time, affecting your concentration and mood, but there is a way to deal with it. You devote a certain time every day, perhaps 20 minutes in the second half of the day, to fully and individually pay attention to your concerns. During this period, you immerse yourself in your concerns, carefully analyze them, understand their roots, and perhaps even write them down. Why does this work? It's all about sharing your worries. You tell your mind that for these worries there is a time and a place. And it's not all day, but every day. It's like tidying up in your mind's room, putting your thoughts in the right boxes, and then enjoying the peace of an organized space.